anxiety and fear. It will be a journey for me to transcend this fear and learn skills to alchemize my fear, to live a life that I love on my own terms. I followed the path that I was told to follow as a young academic girl, and I went to uni and I studied science because I was brilliant at science and maths. I got a degree in marine biology and I went into the workforce. I was in there for a few weeks after studying for 4 years, moving 3,500 kilometres from Geelong in Victoria to Townsville in North Queensland, and I hated it. I was counting down the hours in my job that everyone told me I was so lucky and blessed to have, when there were a whole cohort of marine biology graduates without jobs using their degrees. I had a job in the Natural Resource Management Government Department. I had a house subsidised for only $60 a week rent. I had a car that I could use. I had all my meals paid. I had travel allowance. But I was so unhappy. I was in fear. And I set about transcending it. It was 5 years after that I suddenly became pregnant with my first beautiful son, Bailey Clune, who's with me tonight.
Yay!
Bailey was the catalyst for me to transcend my fear. Bailey, you were the catalyst for me to give up my permanent corporate position and transcend it into freedom to create my own finance business as a wealth strategist. And I did it because I wanted to be a conscious parent to Bailey. And Bailey turned into 3 sons. We had Bailey, then we had Aiden 2 years later, and my youngest one, Kian. I can tell you from my heart that it was one of my biggest fears to transcend, to move away from my degree qualified position with permanency, with a paycheck every fortnight, to my own wealth strategist business. And I didn't make any money for about 5 years, but I was determined to make it work. And make it work I did. And I was able to transcend into that freedom of being able to consciously raise 3 sons who are completely on purpose and have a successful finance business as well. In 2020, when COVID hit, my intuition, which I've always followed, told me I need to expand, that I need to go global. And I thought to myself, what are you talking about? I'm so busy right now with my finance business, with my children who were elite in their sports. I had Bailey, he was at the dance studio 25 hours a week outside of school, and I was his Uber. I had Aiden, who was elite at soccer, and a little one that was just bouncing around between soccer, dance, and wherever else life took him. He just came to the right. He was an amazing little boy. I followed my intuition, and I created Reading Out Publishing. My first book, Reading Out, was a collaboration of 22 visionary women igniting the light in others. And that's where I met Olwen. And she was instrumental in bringing on board a lot of the authors. Olwen and I started working together, and we had an immediate affinity and an immediate incredible energy together. Tonight, I stand on this stage Fear to Freedom is my 5th book that I've published in 4 years. Olin and I, we decided last year, after I published Legacy Business Builders, that we must do this together. We both stand for freedom, and we both went through the pits of fear again by doing this project. We couldn't believe how much came up for us by standing up and doing this project. But we've transcended it, and I'm so, so proud of this co-creation. This is my best one yet. I'm so proud of all the authors, and I'm so proud to be here tonight. Thank you so much, Angel Black. This is the most amazing book launch that I've ever had. Thank you so much.
Yay!
Big congratulations. You know, Leanne, I've only known you for a little while, but I know that you are one of the softest people I've ever met. You're one of the most empathetic people I met. And ladies and gentlemen, 1 in every 3 people suffer from anxiety globally. And it's often caused by, it's often determined by doctors and diagnosed by doctors as depression, bipolar, a huge amount of things. So, Leanne, we're so proud of you. All of us love you here, and congratulations once again.
Thanks.
Yay! Woo!
Give Leanne a big round of applause.
Yay, Leanne Queen.
Okay, our next author, her name is Kerry Ann Fozzard. Kerry is in Amsterdam tonight. Lucky her, eh? And her beautiful husband, Bruce Fozzard, nearly didn't make it tonight because he's been in hospital sick. And so up to last night, someone else was going to be talking on the behalf of Kerry. And our beautiful Bruce is with us tonight. He was the guy that checked you in with my cell at the back. So I'd like to introduce you to Bruce Fozzard on the behalf of Kerry, his wife, talking to you about the magic of music. Welcome, Bruce.
Yay! Miss Fozzard. Coming up.
24 hours ago, he was in a hospital bed.
Wow.
Welcome, Bruce.
Thank you, Angel Black. I'm going to need the lectern for this because Kerry has tasked me.
He was the wife tells you to take it.
Good evening, fellow authors and guests. It's a privilege to be here tonight on behalf of my wife, Kerry Ann Fozzard, who unfortunately is visiting our family in Amsterdam at the moment, but sends her love, deepest gratitude for being included in this extraordinary book, Fear to Freedom. Kerry's chapter, The Magic of Music, tells a deeply personal story. It's a story of heartbreak and hope, pain and purpose. And it's one I've witnessed not just as a husband, but as someone who's walked beside her as she turned unimaginable trauma into lasting impact. Kerry's childhood was marred with abuse, physical, sexual and emotional. She faced neglect, fear, hospitalisation, and the breakdown of trust in the very people meant to protect her. But what defines her story isn't the trauma, It's the transformation. Music became Kerry's lifeline. From singing on top of a slippery as a toddler, to pouring her soul into performances as an adult. Music helped her survive. It gave her comfort when the world didn't feel safe, and ultimately, it gave her the strength to act. At just 9 years old, Kerry made a decision most adults would struggle to face. After surviving sexual abuse by her piano teacher, she agreed to let undercover police witness the abuse so they could catch him in the act and stop him from harming other children. That moment was terrifying, but it was also defining. It was one of the first steps from fear to freedom. But her journey didn't end there. Years later, Kerry was asked to act again when a child close to her was being abused. This time, she wasn't the child in need of saving, she was the protector. And it was then she realised just how broken our systems still are, how little guidance is available, how hard it is for families to navigate the legal maze, and how many children continue to fall through the cracks. In 2007, Kerry and I co-founded the Child Protection Foundation, a national not-for-profit organisation. Its mission is to prevent child abuse through early education, community awareness, and practical tools for families and schools. Today, the Foundation is working on a new initiative to help empowering students to speak up, get creative, and remind us all that every child has a right to feel safe.
Yes.
As Kerry often says, once you are finally free from fear, you can live in peace. And that is the essence of this book, Fear to Freedom. She asked me to share this short message with you all. To every survivor in this room or reading these pages, you are not alone. Your story matters. Let your voice rise above the silence, because silence is what keeps abuse alive. And to every child still living in fear, know this: you are not invisible. We see you, we hear you, and we will keep fighting for you to live free from harm. This is more than just a chapter in a book. It's a legacy in progress. And tonight, I thank you on Kerry's behalf for helping carry it forward. From fear to freedom and far beyond. Thank you.
Yay! Thank you, Bruce. Yay! Carrie's partner, Bruce. Hey. Hello.
Thank you, Bruce. I hurt my back a couple of weeks ago. Is my brother in the room? Have you got him yet? I hurt my back in a skiing accident a couple of weeks ago, so I'm even struggling to get up on that stair, but it's okay. Alrighty. Just to give you a little bit of an, enlighten you a bit, the other day when we launched this book, we became the best-selling book in 3 categories.
Woo!
Give us a round of applause. Bestseller in biography, memoirs of women, bestseller in personal transformation on Kindle Store, and bestseller on business biographies and memoirs. And I think we're second somewhere in the world on some of the international best-selling Kindle pages. I think we've got about 12 hours to go. So if you want to download it, please download. But we've already become bestseller in 3 categories. Alrighty, our next speaker. Our next speaker is Salvatore Barbagallo, and his story is persecuted by family or fun with Dick and Fanny. Welcome, Salvo Barbagallo.
Go Sal.
Hi, my name is Salvatore Barbagallo, and my story is persecuted by family, all fun with Dick and Fanny. Understand it as I go through my talk. Long ethnic names in the 1950s and 60s were not popular in Australian suburbs, like Sydney's eastern suburbs, so I became known as Salvo. I was a skinny little kid, very shy and quiet, so my paranoid mother sheltered me from anything and everything, so I was a target for bullies. At home, my sister was 6 years older, and I thought she was so intelligent because everyone said so. I tried to look up to her, but she hated my existence. I won't use real names, but let's call her Fanny, because she is one. An absolutely self-absorbed narcissist, obsessed with study, results, competitions, and herself. She was the first child and grandchild in the family and excelled at school because all she ever did with her life was study. She lived life on a pedestal but spent no time with mum, dad or myself. Fanny bullied me and denigrated me constantly. We were so close that when she was sent to pick me up at school and walk home, she brought my friend home instead of me. Apparently, she did not notice because she never talked to me.
Oh.
My future brother-in-law was a bully. Very big, strong and hairy. Very intimidating. He used to brag all the time about beating up the smaller boys at boarding school. I call him Dick because he is one. When they met, it was narcissist to narcissist. If you know me, you already know I'm a nerd. At home or visiting with my family, I always carried an encyclopedia volume and just sat in a corner to read. I've always had a voracious appetite for books, both fiction and non-fiction. But I don't take orders very well and don't suffer fools or incompetence. So overall, little respect for authority, not a great quality for a corporate world. And I found the executives got there because everyone rises to their own level of incompetence. School life attracted bullies, and I did not tell anyone, but Dad noticed the black text on my neck and my ears. But rather than confront the school, he took me for boxing lessons in a glebe back street, and we watched TV ringside 3 times a week. Funny, but this quiet little boy never lost a fight, and I sparred with and beat a future boxing world champion. I had learned to defend myself. But I found that rugby league and boxing earned me respect from the bigger boys and my friends who then protected me. My exam results were not great because I was lazy. Dick and Fanny reminded me constantly how dumb and lazy I was. After university, I continued at TAFE, doing 2 to 3 courses a year to keep ahead of the younger graduates. For every course, they ran me down, but I did this for 40 years. Dick told everyone that I was the most educated, ignorant person he knew. Ironically, he had failed first year university twice. Dick invited me into the family business, so we became business partners. But unfortunately, Dad died 6 months after I joined. He was 55 years old. Then the fun began. Extreme bullying and always looking for an audience to continue the abuse. When Dad died in 1984, I became Mum's parent. I looked after her finances, did everything for her, and took on Dad's responsibilities for the companies, family trusts and properties, for Dad's family and my grandfather's family. Stress became my life. 4 years later, Rita came into my life, and her serious, very serious health issues added to my burdens. Not that Dick or Fanny cared. Dick told me, you don't need to worry about the family trusts. You got no kids. I'm getting a lot. And he wrapped that up by saying, I want to send you and your whole rotten family broke. You might ask why. Why didn't I fight back? Because my mother enabled them. For years, she said, don't cause trouble for your sister or the family. This enabling led to me being kicked out of my own family business and led to 4 Supreme Court cases over 20 years. Fanny and Dick had a huge influence on my life, obviously, and that of my extended family. So I feel that they deserve a trophy each in recognition for their efforts. I have them here, but I would love to give it to them after death, which hopefully would be soon. We have the Flying Witch for my sister, and the horse's ass for my brother. Now I finally started writing myself rather than just reading. So please read my story, judge my style. I'd appreciate all feedback. Thank you.
Yay, Salvo! Yay!
Congratulations, Sal. That was excellent. God, I hope I'm not going to get one of those trophies. All right, that was funny, Sal. Thank you for that. I'm really proud of you, Sal. Sal's a first-time author, so congratulations.
Yay!
Give him a round of applause.
Woo!
Like I said to you,
Well done,
ladies and
Sal.
gentlemen, most authors become part of an anthology series before they write their memoir, because they just want to feel how it feels, or they want to know how it feels to be an author. So Sal is well on the way into writing his memoir, so congratulations, Sal. All right, we have 2 more stories, and then we're going to have a break for some more drinks and some more food. So our next author, she's actually in front. So Kylie Fryer, it has her story of the homecoming of self. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kylie Fryer.
Hello everybody. I need to use my lectern because I haven't had a chance to learn my speech. So, I'm Kylie Fryer. I'm the founder of Heart Magic, which is a trademark modality. I'm also the co-founder of Athme, which is our beautiful drinkware, with my daughter, who's down there taking photos. She is also in the heart behind our charity organisation called Creating Dreams, which is all about women and children who have suffered bullying and have given away their power. I am a woman who walked the path from fear to freedom, through self-doubt, burnout, heartbreak, and healing. And now I stand here devoted to helping women rise and remember who they are, their worth, and to reclaim the life that they are born to live. I grew up on a farm surrounded by space, animals, and a deep sense of curiosity, magic, wisdom, and pretty much anything I can get my hands into. And even with that sense of wonder, I was a little girl who sat in the corner, too afraid to speak up, got bullied, got called fugly. But the feeling stayed with me through school. Even though I had the brains to do anything I wanted to, I would hide in a corner because I was too scared. I was too scared just in case I got it wrong. So I shrank. I shrank myself. Shrank myself. Silenced myself because it was easier. I wouldn't feel the pain. I wouldn't get hurt. I wouldn't get bullied anymore. But that's not the truth. The truth, hiding hurts. It hurts more than being seen. And it took me until I was nearly 50 years old to find out that truth. So my why, the soul behind every business I've ever built, and I now own 4, is to help women stop hiding, to show them what's possible, where they lead with their heart, build the purpose, and finally become the version of themselves that they knew that they could be. That's why I said yes to being a part of this, the Fear to Freedom book. Because there are women right now who are silently carrying the weight of everybody else. The mothers, the partners, the business owners who are quietly falling apart. And I was her. And I know her very well. And I want her to know that freedom that is on the other side. And this choice is what's helped us, my daughter and I, birth AFME, which is our drink bottles, our drinkware, affirmations, a brand and movement that we've co-created to start a desire that something special, magic, and a feeling that I used to once know. These bottles are not just water, they're an energetic match and a reminder to hold the affirmations designed to activate success, self-love, and abundance in women, because we can do it. And giving back to the core of what we do. And that is why we created together Creating Dreams, a charity that supports women and children to rise above bullying, which unfortunately my daughter knew very well at school, the hardship that I too unfortunately felt, the fear and stepping into the possibility. We believe that everyone deserves a chance to dream, and not just dream, but create those dreams into your reality. My mission is simple, to empower women to lead successful lives, soul-led lives, and leave legacies. Not just for our families, but for every woman watching. Your fear is not a flaw, it's your fuel, and it's your choice. And to prove that freedom doesn't come from wanting or waiting, it comes from deciding. So if you ever felt afraid, too tired, or too behind, let this be your sign. It is now your time. And everyone in this book, this series, it's everybody's time to prove, to show the world that if we can do it, you can do it too. Thank you.
Beautiful.
And have a lovely night.
Thank you, Carla. Just hold me there.
Thank you so much. That's Kylie Fryer.
Kylie Fryer. Thank you, Kylie. Who else has been bullied here in the room? Who's been bullied at some stage in their life? At any point in their life? Who's been bullied? Show of hands. Okay, that's about half the room. Well, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. I think it makes us even stronger when we're bullied, don't you think? Makes us even stronger. I actually grew up in the Northern Beaches area of Sydney. I have Greek, Turkish, Ukrainian background. All three countries were at war with each other at some point, so I say my parents had make-up sex and I'm the love child. I'm very grateful for that too. We all come from a bit of loving, don't we? All right, our next amazing speaker and author we have coming up. We're just going to prepare for you because we are going to turn the lights down. Now do keep your hands to yourself. We don't want any wandering hands in the darkness, okay? We're watching you, all right? We do have cameras around the room. All right, now for Angel Black.
Edward Kashat's here, yay! Preparing for Angel Black. Angel Black is just about to come out, one of our amazing authors in Fear to Freedom. Well done, Salvo. That was an awesome speech.
In War, written by Angel Black. Dear Lord, Heavenly Father, the Almighty God on earth, I pray for all the women, men and children that have gone before us. May your souls rest in peace. To all the men, women, and children in war today, may God bless your souls and give you the courage to fight the trauma, the hunger, the suffering, the sicknesses. In war, we fear darkness. In war, we see neon lights. In war, we fear the people. In war, we see angels. In war, we also see butterflies. And in war, we fear, most of all, the sounds of silence.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its scenes when I was leaving, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound side.